Vanderhoff takes it right at Jarman, and Nick says, not in my paint. Corner Smith for three. Yes, Aaron Smith hits the three.
Rich Rebel basketball is on.
After another 20-win season and a 10th consecutive appearance in the semifinals, the Rebels have their sights set on getting back to the championship game for what would be the third time in 4 years.
Reagan gets it back, fires underneath, pretty pass, Porter Weston with the finish.
Coach Ashley Brown leads the Rebels back onto the hardwood.
Clark with the offensive board, his put back, front of the rim, drops over the top and in.
And with two of last year's top scorers returning, the Rebels are ready to run.
3-2, Jordan Cook in the lane, one, floats it up and in at the buzzer, Jordan Cook.
MyLocalRadio.com presents Rich Rebel basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 Rebel Radio with live streaming video at MyLocalRadio.com.
Outside right wing, Cameron Calder from downtown, he hits.
Rich High School Hoops is brought to you by
the Wind River Hotel and Casino of Riverton, Wyoming, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign of Evanston, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, and by MyLocalRadio.com.
Rich works it around and finds Jarman inside. Perfect pass from Osler. Easy finish by Nick Jarman. Nick has 15 points. 12 rebounds, 5 blocks.
And now, Rebel Round Ball fans.
Left wing, Trineri for three. Yes, Case and Trineri from downtown.
Tie up the horses and turn up the volume as we head courtside to join the voice of the Rich Rebels, Ryan Steineckert.
Anderson, left wing, fakes the three, drives in, puts it up off the glass and in. Good evening and welcome to Rebel pregame show presented by Gary H. Tusher, CPA for all your accounting needs. We're in Montpelier, the home of Gary H. Tusher. If you're interested in giving him a call to help out with your taxes, 208-847-2601. Tonight, the Rebels hit the hardwood for the Bear Lake rivalry against the Bear Lake Bears. Tip-off is set for 7:30. We're going to be a little bit before that as they're looking to move things along and get things started a touch early. In the meantime, we have your Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show. That's coming up when we return on Rich High Rebel basketball on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Whether you own a business or run a household, understanding where your money goes can help you improve overall financial stability. It can also help you reduce stress and help you plan for the future. Certified public accountant Gary Tusher understands money, income, expense, taxes, investments, assets, depreciation, and more. Make sure when it comes to your financial security, you're working with the best. Gary Tusher, CPA, serves business customers and private individuals. Call Gary Tusher, CPA today.
When you need to hire a semi, Savvy Trucking in Woodruff, Utah is the place to call. Scott and Diana Savvy have been serving customers across the nation since 2007. It's important to know that your loads are being handled professionally by honest, reliable drivers. The team at Savvy Trucking reminds you, safety first. Don't text and drive. For all your long haul and short haul needs, get it there safely and on time. Call today, Savvy Trucking, 435-503-0454.
Welcome back to the Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show. Looking ahead at tonight's matchup on the scene set. If you're joining us here at MyLocalRadio.com, the Rebel JV team trails the JV Bears team 40-37 with 3:44 left in the ball game. The freshmen lost, 41-25 against Bear Lake. And this is a Bear Lake team that comes back from a state championship. We'll tell you more about it here on the Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show scene set. If you're watching online and interested in seeing how the boys, the JV team does, let's get that live camera up there for you so you can see the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. The Rebels are coming off a loss last Saturday at the Eagle Classic in Duchesne against Grand County. Rebels scored 19 points in the first quarter, had an 8-point lead, but that lead quickly diminished when Rich scored just 2 points. I should say the lead quickly disappeared when Rich scored just 2 points in the second quarter. Rebels woke up a little bit in the third and fourth quarters, but not quite enough, and lost 50-45. And that really, looking at things, they turned it over a few too many times. It wasn't excessive. They shot the ball fairly well. They hit some from outside. The defense was solid, allowing just 50 points. But the real issue was just those 2 points in the second quarter. So with that loss, the Rebels dipped to 1-1 so far this season. a win over Providence Hall to start the year, and then the loss to Grand County. So Rich coming off another appearance in the semifinals last year, the loss against Valley. Rebels 1-1 to start the 2017-18 season. Bear Lake Bears come in as the defending state champs, just the second state championship in Bear Lake's history. They won it all when they were 3A in 1996, and then last year they finished with the state title. Lost mid-season to Rich, and then went on a 16-game win streak, beat Ryrie in the title game. Now, they played Ryrie earlier this season and lost 69-57. They beat Shelley most recently 56-47 to improve to 1-1. And the Bears are playing without some of their key players. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later on in our pregame show as part of the Town of Woodruff starting lineups. You're tuned into the pregame show brought to you by Gary H. Tusher, CPA for all your accounting needs. Now, last year's state championship came on the heels of a rough season in 2015-16. The Bears went just 7-17 and did not make the state tournament. The year before that, 17-7 did not make the state tournament. And they went 4 years of not making the state tournament after a 2011-12 season in which they were 3A and won the consolation bracket, finished 4th overall. Now, Bear Lake and Rich, of course, the rivalry, it goes back a long ways, and it's been a very heated rivalry. Last time these teams met was at Rich High School, January 5th, 2017. They also played here a year ago, December 8th, 2016. And the teams split their matchups last year. Bears took the game here. The Rebels took the game in Randolph. And it was a tale of two cities, really, a tale of two games. The Bears dominated the Rebels 53-26 when they played here. Rich had 31 turnovers. Nick Jarman scored just 4 points in the game. Smith had 1 field goal, had just 3 points. And on the other side, the Bears, they got solid performances from their big three. Houston Peterson, Hayden Peterson had 10 and 13 points apiece. Avery Carlson, 8 points. And they hit 4 threes in the game as a team. Then at Rich, Bear Lake didn't do a whole lot different. Hayden Peterson and Houston weren't quite as productive, but the Rebels were far more productive. Shot more free throws, took care of the ball better. And Nick Jarman had 11 points, 13 rebounds in the game. The biggest thing, though, was the turnovers. Again, here at Bear Lake a year ago, Rich turned it over 31 times. Had a hard time even getting the ball up the court quite often. And but then at Rich, when the Rebels won 56-53, it was a much closer game, much better game. The Rebels turned it over 21 times, still more than they wanted to turn it over per game, but they were able to win that one, 56-53. And as I mentioned, that was, I believe, the last loss of the regular season for Bear Lake last year. Last loss of the season at all. They went on a 16-game win streak after that and won the state title, again, as I mentioned, over Ryrie. So the Bears come in. They return a pretty good group of their starters. I mentioned Houston and Hayden Peterson and Avery Carlson. Trey Shaw is back. He's a junior this year, started last year. A couple other guys that really contributed last year are injured, though, this year. Avery Carlson, a strange injury, broke a bone in his foot during the football season. He's expected to be back after Christmas, but of course will not be here to play tonight. He's on crutches, and that's a big piece. Carlson has been a starter at point guard since he was a freshman, and it's his senior year. He was the All-State 2A MVP Player of the Year last year in the Bear Lakes state championship season, so that's a player that the Bears will miss. But talking with Coach Brandon Carlson, he feels like they don't lose a ton as far as not having Carlson there. Also, McKay Alleman injured, and Evan Nate is injured as well. And so without those three guys, the biggest issue that Coach Carlson sees is just the lack of depth. Depth goes down significantly. And so that may be something the Rebels can try to take advantage of. JV team with a steal up ahead to Hunting, short on the layup. The Rebels trying to claw back in, trailing by 6 with just over a minute to go in the JV game. Varsity game coming up in a moment. Let's take a look at the ledger and the matchup between these two teams. I've got records going back to 04-05, and I know these teams played many, many times prior to that. But in that span, 20 games, and it's tied. 10 wins, 10 losses for each. They split games last year. The Rebels won both in the year before. The Bears won both the year before that. Lots of splits. A few times the Rebels won 4 in a row. The Bears won 4 in a row from 2011 to 2013. But overall, it's been a lot of win one, lose one, win one, lose one. And especially recently, Rebels have won at home the Bears have won at home. 10 wins, 10 losses for each in the history of this matchup. That does it for our scene set. Let's move along in the pregame show. As the Rebels JV team continues to scramble, battle for the basketball. Stacy gets a takeaway. Rebels up court. Long three for Trineri is an air ball. Nelson is there. His putback is short, but he's fouled. 43.4 seconds left to go in the JV game. And you're tuned into the Gary H. Tuscher CPA pregame show. We'll continue after the break with our standout student. We'll talk with Logan Johnson, who's also running the camera for me tonight. We'll be back to talk with Logan right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com today.
Back on the Gary H. Tuscher CPA pregame show. For all your accounting needs, call 208-847-2601. That's 847-2601. It's the Rebels and the Bears. Both teams come in at 1-1. These teams won last year, each team at home. Rebels lost badly here at Bear Lake and then beat the Bears at home on January 5th of this year. Tip-off is set for 7:30, but we're going to tip off a few minutes prior to that. Rebel JV team trails by 6, 2 free throws short, and Bear Lake has the basketball. Rebels trying to foul. This is again the JV game. Rich down by 6 with just over 30 seconds to go. Finally get the foul. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be back to talk with our standout student, Logan Johnson. That's when we return with more of Rebel basketball in the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Rolene Kennedy of Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is your Rich County representative. The mother of 5 Rich High graduates and grandmother of 3 more graduates in the making, Rolene is here for you. She's a recipient of GM's highest salesman honor, the Mark of Excellence Award winner, meaning she provides you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, your Rich County representative. When it comes to hard things in life, don't say, why me? Just say, try me. Remember, it's the tough things that make us the strongest. The cattle ranchers at Laziest Ranching are proud supporters of the youth in our community. Sim, Joe Jean, Carol, and Millie Weston, along with Sim Jr. and Maggie, remind everyone to eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels. That's right. Eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Back on the Gary H. Tuscher CPA pregame show. Today the Rebels face the Bears in the Bear Lake rivalries. North versus South. We're in Montpelier. And the freshman Rebels, lost the freshman game. JV trails by 6 with 18.4 seconds to go. In the meantime, before our varsity tip-off, we'll have our standout student.
Ryan Steineckert with Logan Johnson Jr. at Rich High School. Logan, thanks for your time today.
Yep, you're welcome.
We've talked a bunch of times. We've interacted a lot between football and basketball. Tell me what you're involved with at Rich.
Managing the teams and all that. It's pretty much fun.
How'd you get into it?
Instead of playing, I kind of want to get involved with stuff and decided to go ask Coach Brown if I could help manage, and he was like, yeah, sure.
He probably said, absolutely, I'd love it.
Yep.
And it's something you enjoy?
Yeah, really enjoy.
What do you like about it?
Just helping out the team and getting all their stats and everything.
Did they welcome you in kind of as a member of the team?
Yeah, they enjoy me being there to help them out.
That's good. What is your favorite responsibility or your favorite thing to do for basketball?
Maybe kind of keeping their foul shots, kind of the percentages up together and see how they're doing and stuff like that.
So do you actually put those stats together and bring them to Coach Brown for him to work on things in practice?
Yeah, and he'll work on them and see if they need to work on more or better.
Logan, what else are you involved with? What else you do at Rich? What classes are you taking?
Taking a couple of college classes and pretty much it is taking college classes.
Are you working toward an associate's?
Yeah, I am.
Is that pretty tough?
Right now, kind of, but the classes are pretty easy.
Definitely worth it to get some of those classes done at much lower or free cost.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have something in mind? Like, are there classes you've taken that have got you leaning toward a career or a college?
Yeah, drafting over there at Bridgerland, I kind of got into it. I enjoyed.
Do they offer a certificate there at Bridgerland in drafting?
Not that I'm aware of.
So will you go on to college somewhere and pursue drafting, you think?
Yeah, I'm going to try doing that.
What do you like about drafting?
Just able to, like, create different models of parts and stuff, like houses kind of stuff.
Is that what you want to do? Is that similar to architecture? What are you thinking about for a career?
Kind of like making the different kind of parts, and so the manufacturers can make that part.
Anything else that you enjoy outside of school, managing, doing the drafting?
I enjoy helping my parents and helping them around the ranch, and so they're able to come up and watch games.
What is your least favorite job out on the ranch? When mom or dad says, Logan, we need this done, you go, oh.
Probably picking up bales is the most part I hate.
What's the thing you like most?
Probably cutting hay with a swather.
Cutting hay in the summer?
Yeah.
Logan, anything in the spring once football and basketball are over? Are you going to do the musical or track and field or anything?
Possibly track and field.
Are there any events you're eyeing and thinking about you'd like to participate in?
Probably javelin.
Anything else about you we should know?
Nah, I don't know.
Do you have academic goals set for yourself your junior year?
No.
Just keep going.
Just get a good grades in all my classes and graduate.
Logan, what's the best thing about being a Rich Rebel?
Like everything, to know how well just express us and everything.
Logan Johnson, junior at Rich High School, manager of the Rich Rebel basketball team. Thanks for your time and good luck the rest of your junior year.
Yep, thanks.
Well, thanks, Logan. 1.3 seconds left to go in the JV game. Bear Lake will hold on for a 48-42 victory. So the Rebels so far here at Bear Lake 0-2, with the freshmen losing 41-25, JV losing 48-42. Varsity will look to turn that around. We'll continue on with our Gary H. Tuscher CPA pregame show. When we return, we'll visit with the bench leaders of today's teams and the T7 Propane and Woodruff Coaches Show when we come back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. Schedule a family whitewater rafting trip today. Packages include your hotel room, transportation, whitewater rafting, and lunch in a native teepee. The Wind River Canyon is located on the Wind River Indian Reservation in Riverton, Wyoming, and is home to the Northern Arapaho and Eastern Shoshone tribes. Come and enjoy the waves, the breathtaking views of the oldest canyons in Wyoming. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
Coverage of Rich High School sports is also being made possible by Delmas Equipment. Repairing equipment for over 20 years, farming equipment assembly, and custom fabrication. The Thompson Ranch. Brian and Becky Thompson, promoting student learning and success in all areas. And Western Ag Credit, reliable credit for all things agriculture.
This is Rich Rebel head basketball coach Ashley Brown here on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, and we're about 15 minutes away from the opening tip here on the Gary H. Tuscher CPA pregame show.
Welcome to the Ashley Brown Coaches Show, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, 435-793-4208. The Rebels are in Montpelier tonight to take on the Bears of Bear Lake. Last year when Rich played at Bear Lake, it wasn't pretty, but Rich beat the Bears at home in Rich County just a few weeks later. Bears went on to win the 2A Idaho State Championship. Rebels, as we know, lost in the semifinals and finished third. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Brandon Carlson, and then we'll talk to Rebel headman Ashley Brown and get his thoughts on tonight's game. You're tuned in to Rich High Rebel basketball. It's the Bear Lake rivalry on Rebel Radio, KDQ FM 98.3, with live streaming video at MyLocalRadio.com.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The professionals at T7 Propane place their focus on safety, quality product, and excellent prompt service, so you can rest easy and enjoy the affordability and efficiency of propane. Serving residential and business customers every day, T7 would love to serve you as well. For all your propane needs, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208.
Ryan Steineckert with Brandon Carlson, head coach of the Bear Lake Bears. Coach, it's been about 9 months, but congratulations on the state title. First ever for the Bears, right?
It's been a long time. No, this is actually our second. 96 we won it when we were 3A. But yeah, it's been 21 years since we won.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It was a pretty fun experience for just the valley and the kids and the school. It was something that was needed.
You bring back a pretty good core from that squad, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the kids we lost, we had 5 seniors, and they were a huge part of our success. I mean, good leaders. As far as starters, Matthew Humphreys was the only starter we lost, but we lost some guys that come off the bench that give us big minutes. Romrell, Sam Roberts. There was a bunch of them that come off and give us big minutes throughout the year. We were deep, and we could keep running guys at you.
The team you got back, just going through your roster a little bit a few minutes ago, you're kind of banged up right now, early season.
Yeah, and I mean, we got, Evan Nate was going to be a big part of the team, and unfortunately, he's lost for the year. He tore his ACL. He's still part of the team, but he's not playing. McKay Allman, he hurt his shoulder. He's a senior. He just barely got back, and then Avery's out. And we're hoping to get Avery back here in the next couple of weeks and get him going. So yeah, we're banged up, but it's like we've told the kids, hey, it's not how we start, it's how we finish.
Coaches talk a lot about, especially coaches that when you don't have much height on your team, they'll say, well, we can still do it without height. You guys did it last year. How do you do it?
We were well-rounded, and the kids bought in, and it wasn't about who needed shots. It was about get the best shot for our team. And, the last game we lost in last year was at Rich, I believe. We lost to Shelley and I think to you guys, and we never lost another one. And we held teams under 40 points. We buckled down defensively, with Avery and Trey Shaw and Romrell. We had 3 guards that would pressure you from end line to end line, and that, it makes it tough. I've been in that same situation when there's guards that are harassing your guards and you can't get in an offense. And then you got, we got some size. You got the 2 Peterson twins and Walt and Humphreys sitting back there with size. It makes the game a lot easier.
What's your focus then right now with guys, maybe starters injured, not playing early on now? What are you able to do? Is it a defensive battle? What's your focus?
Right now it's depth. I've still got a very veteran group. I mean, you got the 3 seniors, Walt, Hayden, and Houston, that have played varsity since they were sophomores. Trey's a junior, but he played some as a freshman, and then he was a starting guard last year. So it's not like we're all new. We just don't have a lot of depth. So our first 5 still really good. We got some young kids coming off the bench that, sophomores and juniors that have never played any varsity ball. So it's going to take a little bit to get those guys going. But you know what? We got to go compete with whoever we got, and that's what I've told the kids. Hey, who knows? We might not get Avery back. We might not get so-and-so back. We can't worry about that. If it comes back, it's a bonus. But we're going to concentrate on the guys that are on the court right now. And we got a good group. I mean, yeah, it hurts to lose some of those guys, but we've got a good group here. We got to concentrate on just getting better every game and every day in practice.
Last year when you hosted Rich here, you took it to him. You forced a bunch of turnovers. You did the defensive thing. Your guards hounded them all the way up the court. I imagine you want to do more of the same tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way, we got the personnel to do it. And so, yeah, everybody wants to play good D, but if you don't play good D, it's going to be a long night because Rich can put some points up. I mean, Jarman's a big guy inside. He's bigger than anybody we got as far as height and size. And, you got Smith that can shoot the ball. I mean, you got Cook. You guys have got some size, and you got some depth, too.
Coach, anything else we should touch on?
Nope. Should be a good game.
Brandon Carlson, head coach of the Bear Lake Bears. Again, congratulations on last year's state title. Good luck tonight and through the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
Thanks so much, Coach Carlson. Always a pleasure to talk with Coach Brandon Carlson. And a couple of guys he mentioned, Avery Carlson, his son is a senior this year, quarterback for the football team. And Of course, he's out until a couple more weeks at least is the plan, and he's hoping to be back at the end of the month, maybe after Christmas. And like Coach Carlson said, that's when the season really gets going with region or conference play. So that'll be key for Bear Lake. A couple other guys, McKay Alleman, Evan Nate, will be tough to replace for these guys for Bear Lake. But and it's interesting that like Rich, if Rich were to have a couple of guys go down, there's a lot of depth, but that depth disappears in a hurry if guys get injured. Now, last time Rich played against Grand, the couple of players were sick. Nick Jarman been dealing with some flu symptoms throughout the night. Porter Weston got injured during the game. Both those guys are out here looking okay. Coach Brown told me that Nick is feeling well. He's out there warming up, and Rebels seem to be, knock on wood, at full strength, and we'll hope that continues tonight. Now, this is a tough place to play. The guards, as we saw in the JV game, they put on a press. It was I guess not a press, but a half-court trap. And I got to expect that the varsity will do that unless Rich can break that trap consistently and get some easy buckets. And that may be one of your keys of the game. We'll have some Rich County keys of the game when we return. But first, we'll talk with Coach Ashley Brown after this. You're tuned in to the Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show. Gary H. Tusher, CPA for all your accounting needs. If you're starting to think about tax time and tax season, getting your taxes done, call Gary H. Tusher, 208-847-2601. Stay tuned. More of the Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show when we return.
This is Rebel Senior Kenan Clark, and you're tuned in to Rich High Hoops on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extreme, extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the town of Randolph.
We're back on the Gary H. Tusher CPA pregame show. The Rebels and the Bears are out on the court warming up, running through warm-ups, getting ready to roll. It's Rich at Bear Lake. Both teams come in with a win and a loss on the young season. Rebels lost to 3A Grand. The Bears lost to 2A Ryrie. It was a rematch of last year's state championship game, and Bears, I'm sure, will take the win when they got it any time, as they beat Ryrie last year for the state title. They'll take that loss if they had a choice. They'll take that loss earlier this season. So both teams at 1-1. Rich and Bear Lake coming up. We'll talk with Coach Ashley Brown when we return, though, on the T7 Propane in Woodruff Coaches Show. That's coming up on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for. When you have dental care done, you let the dentist and the hygienists into your personal space. It's important that you and your family trust that your dentist will provide professional care in a comfortable atmosphere. Comprehensive Family Dental is a family-owned and operated business that understands how important this trust is. 2 locations make it convenient for you and your family when scheduling appointments. When it comes to your dental work, expect the best. Call Comprehensive Family Dental today at 435-793-2210.
Ryan Steineckert with Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebel basketball team. Coach, a 1-1 weekend. How did you feel about the way the team played in those 2 games?
You know, I thought for our first game against Providence Hall, I thought we did a great job in most of the aspects of the game.
You know, our kids played well together. They worked hard. They made each other better. For first game, I was very pleased. And at times against Grand, I thought we came out and, you know, we got up on Grand early in the first quarter. I think we scored 19 points. You know, and anytime you can do that, you got to be happy with that. But then we struggled a little bit with our movement and moving the basketball, and we only scored 2 in the second quarter. So, but for the first weekend, I was pleased. You know, there's definitely things we need to work on, but we can do that and we can get better.
What did you learn that you need to work on and get better at, especially with turning around and playing a very good Bear Lake team this Thursday?
You know, we missed some foul shots at important times in the Grand game that, you know, we had a chance to get ahead of them to put some pressure on them, and we never did it at the foul line. Then we didn't close out very well against Grand. You know, they were quick. They were willing to take the ball to the basket, and they could shoot threes, and our closeouts weren't very good. They were able to get by us and get to the basket or create a shot for one of their teammates. So those are a couple things that we have to get better at, because like you said, Bear Lake's a very good team, and if we can't do those things, we're going to be in trouble.
Grand gave you some issues on the outlet pass. After a missed shot, you rebound, you try to outlet and start pushing the tempo a little bit, and Grand intercepted 8 or 10 of those in the game.
Yeah, you know, that was the other big problem, you know, and in the first half we had 8 or 12 turnovers. 8 of them were on our outlet pass. You know, we didn't do a good job of calling for the outlet. We didn't go to the basketball when we did throw the outlet. So that's something that we're going to have to do, because Bear Lake will probably be similar in doing that as well.
These seem to me like fundamental, just communication, early season, not yet in the full flow of playing basketball and what the guys need to do.
Yeah, you know, those are things that are easy to fix, and, you know, we'll work on them, make sure that they understand, you know, what we did wrong and what we need to do to correct that. And, you know, and we'll do that this week, and then we'll do a few things to try to help us against Bear Lake, and they're 1-3-1. So we got 3 tough games this week and 3 practices. So we got to do a lot in the next 3 days.
Last year when you played Bear Lake, it was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. At their place, you guys were bad. At home, you beat them, though. So what are you expecting out of them? They're a good team, bringing a lot of players back.
You know, we know if we don't play well, they're going to blow us out again. You know, and it's not easy playing at Bear Lake. It seems like almost every single year when we play them, you know, we have a hard time there, and then they come here and you know, and we're able to play much better. And, you know, hopefully our kids can just stay focused and take care of the basketball and play well together. And if they'll do that, hopefully we have a chance to win at Bear Lake.
How much does it mean? I mean, obviously it's not a region game, it's not a state tournament game, anything like that, but how much does it mean to beat Bear Lake early in the year?
You know, it'd mean a lot, just because they're a very good team. You know, they are very good at all aspects of the game. They can go inside, they can penetrate, they can shoot threes. You know, they were state champions last year and didn't lose a whole lot from that team. So it would give our kids lots of confidence if we could beat Bear Lake at Bear Lake.
Looking ahead a little bit to the weekend, Paiute and Valley, do you know anything about those two teams?
You know, Valley's going to be very similar to what we faced in the semifinals last year. They're going to spread the floor. They're going to have great shooters from the three-point line. You know, if you just go stand on them, they'll try to go around you and penetrate and kick. And so that's going to be another big challenge. You know, hopefully that Grand game will help us with that. You know, and then Paiute's got a new coach, so I don't know a whole lot about them right now.
Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels, thanks so much for your time. Good luck on Thursday night against Bear Lake. We'll talk to you again before the other games.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Coach Brown. This has been the Ashley Brown Coaches Show, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. That's 435-793-4208. Today's game is also brought to you in part by Stotts Equipment in Preston, Idaho. If you're looking for farm equipment or homeowner models, remember, nothing runs like a deer. Call Stotts Equipment today, 208-852-3660. That's 208-852-3660. Well, if the tree isn't decorated yet, you'll have to work on it later. Today's tip-off is less than 5 minutes away. You're tuned in to Rich High Rebel Basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
They really appreciate every customer at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. They understand that you have lots of options when it comes to purchasing outdoor recreation vehicles. That's why they work hard to earn your business by making sure they understand exactly what you want. They're friends with their customers. When you're happy, they're happy. If you haven't been to their store, they invite you to come visit. And if you've already one of their friends, stop in again soon and check out all of this season's gear. Cache Honda Yamaha, in between Logan and Smithfield on US 91.
There's real power in enthusiasm. It spells the difference between mediocrity and having real, successful accomplishments. The mayor and town council from the town of Laketown recognize the enthusiasm of the parents, teachers, fans, and students of Rich High School. Whether it's your education, athletics, academics, or even your daily chores, enthusiasm can make all the difference.
Welcome back to Bear Lake High School, the home of the Bears. You've been tuned in to the Rebel pregame show presented by Gary H. Tusher, CPA for all your accounting needs. Call 208-847-2601. That's 208-847-2601. We're moments away from the Ned and Tammy Calder Goods on the Wood, the Rich County keys of the game, the Town of Woodruff starting lineups, and the Independent Software Solutions opening tip-off on Rich High School basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
It's the Chevy Employee Discount Sale going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. You pay what employees pay. What does that mean? Total savings of up to $11,000 on the remaining 2017s and select 2018s. And with a trade-in assist of up to $3,000, the time to buy is now. Auto Farm is stuffed with vehicles. It's the Chevy Employee Discount Sale going on now at Auto Farm. You pay what employees pay.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Whether you own a business or run a household, understanding where your money goes can help you improve overall financial stability. It can also help you reduce stress and help you plan for the future. Certified public accountant Gary Tusher understands money, income, expense, taxes, investments, assets, depreciation, and more. Make sure when it comes to your financial security, you're working with the best. Gary Tusher, CPA, serves business customers and private individuals. Call Gary Tusher, CPA today.
Welcome back to pregame coverage. Rich High School at Bear Lake High School, the Bear Lake rivalry. And according to Jake, the winner gets rights to the lake for the rest of the year. Of course, the Rebel girls will be here in this same gym on Saturday to take on the Bears. Our broadcast schedule for this weekend is, of course, here tonight at Bear Lake. Will be tomorrow at the Sevier Valley Center, and it's no longer being called the 1A preview because there's a couple of 2A teams there, including Duchesne and one or two others. So it's now the Central Utah Boys Basketball Preview. The Rich playing against Valley tomorrow. And the pregame starts at 2 o'clock from the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield. And then Rich will take on Paiute on Saturday afternoon. Our pregame starts at 2:30. The Rebel girls will be at Altamont tomorrow night here at Bear Lake on Saturday. And I just haven't figured out that being in two places at once thing just yet. So unfortunately, we won't be able to cover the girls' basketball games this week, but we'll try to make it up to the Lady Rebels later on this season. Plenty of games this year, including next week, 3 games apiece at the Flaming Gorge Classic. Let's continue on with our pregame coverage with your Goods on the Wood, presented by Ned and Tammy Calder. It's the Rebels and the Bears. The Bears are, of course, the home team, so the Rebels will be in the road blues, Bears in the home whites. Similar colors, and in fact, if you're not looking carefully, if you hadn't seen these teams warm up before, it would be tough to see which team is which at this point, as both teams with their warm-ups, the same blues, the same blacks, and that's the rivalry. Matching, not necessarily matching, but imitating a little bit that Bear Lake blue. We're at Montpelier High School. Good crowd here tonight, as expected. Rebel student section is over to my right. We're on the east side of the gymnasium, right behind the scores table, right behind the benches. The Bear Lake student section is across the way. If you're tuned in online at mylocalradio.com, you can see the Bear Lake cheerleaders across the court and the student section up in front of them. They'll make a lot of noise tonight. In the grand scheme of this season, both coaches recognize this is not a region game. It's not even a classification or an in-state game, but the rivalry is there, and it's a good measuring stick type game. If much like last year when the Rebels beat Bear Lake, and then Bear Lake, that was the last game they lost that season. They went on to win 16 games in a row and the state title. And generally, if you can beat Rich, if you're Bear Lake, if you're Rich and you beat Bear Lake, you know you're doing things right, at least at that point in the season. Those are your Goods on the Wood, brought to you by Ned and Tammy Calder. Rich County keys of the game, brought to you by Rich County Rebels with a championship cause. Number 1, the golden rule. The ball is gold, and the Rebels need to take care of it. Last year when they lost here at Bear Lake, 31 turnovers. They do that again or anything close to it. This will be another loss here at Bear Lake. Rebels have to take care of the basketball. Number 2 is set the tone, and that goes for physically and also the pace. And what I mean by that is I expect Bear Lake to come out with some either a press and or a half-court trap. And if that happens, the Rebels have got to be able to break the trap, get some easy buckets, and force the Bears out of that trap, or at very least, really take care of the basketball and not give it away too many times. And number 3 is play the full 32. Against Grand, Rich scored just 2 points in the second quarter. Can't have that and beat the Bears tonight at Bear Lake. We'll take a quick break and be back with more of your pregame coverage after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
They really appreciate every customer at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. They understand that you have lots of options when it comes to purchasing outdoor recreation vehicles. That's why they work hard to earn your business by making sure they understand exactly what you want. They're friends with their customers. When you're happy, they're happy. If you haven't been to their store, they invite you to come visit. And if you've already one of their friends, stop in again soon and check out all of this season's gear. Cash Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on US 91.
There's real power in enthusiasm. It spells the difference between mediocrity and having real, successful accomplishments. The mayor and town council from the town of Laketown recognize the enthusiasm of the parents, teachers, fans, and students of Rich High School. Whether it's your education, athletics, academics, or even your daily chores, enthusiasm can make all the difference. If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Welcome back. Pre-game of the Rich Rebels and the Bear Lake Bears. Your keys of the game are brought to you by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. And just to recap those real quick, the golden rule: take care of the basketball, set the tone and the pace in tonight's game, and play the full 32. Can't have another lapse like the Rebels did against Grand on Saturday, where they scored just 2 points in the second quarter. Keys of the game: Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. Town of Woodruff starting lineups brought to you by the Town of Woodruff. Mayor Bull Holman, council members Hugh Holman, Audrey Jessen, Raymond Franson, and Millie Bradshaw, along with clerk Lisa Bell. Rebels are the visitors, so we'll give you their starters first. Seniors up and down the board: Cameron Calder, Aaron Smith, Jordan Cook, Nick Jarman, Porter Weston. You see Jarman's 15.5 points per game. Add to that 11 rebounds and 4 blocks per game. Jarman playing like a beast so far this season. Starters for the 1-1 Bear Lake Bears from the 2A Southeast Idaho region: junior Trey Shaw, senior Walt Schwarting, senior Hayden Peterson, senior Houston Peterson, and junior Zach Peterson. Not there Avery Carlson. He is returning from injury, from a football injury, and probably won't be back till the end of the month or the beginning of January. And those points per game are not points per game this season, but what those players scored against Rich last year. So Trey Shaw, 2.5 points against the Rebels last year in the 2 contests, the 2 times these teams played. Hayden Peterson averaged 9 against Rich. Houston Peterson 8.5 against the Rebels. So those are your starters, brought to you by the Town of Woodruff. Mayor and Town Council of Woodruff wish the Rebels good luck. Our pregame show has been brought to you by Gary H. Tusher, CPA, for all your accounting needs. What's that? Is it too loose? Yeah, just, yeah. Oh, yeah, do what you need. Sorry. Rebels and Bears, as we mentioned in the Ned and Tammy call their goods on the woods. Rebels are the visiting team, so they're in the road blues. Bears in the home whites. It's Jarman against, is it Peterson? No. Against Schwarting for the tip. Independent Software Solutions opening tip-off for all your business computer needs. Jarman wins it. Smith pushes up the middle. A lot of contact, kicks it back out to Cook, and Rich sets up the offense. For all your business computer needs, that's Independent Software Solutions. Right wing Cook will take the long three and hit it. Jordan Cook from downtown, splish splash, and the Rebels are on top 3-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Peterson out on the right wing, that's Houston. We may just go Houston. Hayden down inside, tries to go back outside, gets it to his man. The third Peterson out there is Zach Peterson. The surfer-looking dude wearing number 24. Trey Shaw drives in, puts it off the glass, misses. Jarman with the rebound. And he'll outlet to Cook. Shaw pressures, but the Rebels get it outside. Cook goes all the way to the hoop, blocked by Peterson, and the Bears come up with it. Up the left side, Zach Peterson to Shaw. Bears attacking left to right. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. Up top, Porter Weston reaches in, trying to take the ball away from Hayden Peterson, and Weston will pick up his first foul. Rebels on top 3-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Right wing, Peterson. This is Houston to the top of the key. Schwarting fakes the pass, gives to Shaw, drives left elbow, pull-up jumper over the top. No, rebound tipped into the hands of Schwarting, and he tips it over to Peterson. Hayden puts the shot up and in as the Bears are battling on the boards. Here's this full court trap. Rebels beat it. Smith. I don't know if the Bears put it fully in on that possession. Up top to Cook. Jordan holds. The Bears looks like a man-to-man defense. Coach Brown expecting to see some 1-3-1 today, but for now the Bears in a man-to-man. Calder, Weston in the right corner. Skips it up top to Cook. Jordan back to Weston, looking inside for Jarman, but double team is there. They'll deny the entry pass. Cook, jab step, dribble, give to Smith. Calder, Weston in the left corner, dribbles toward the top, give to Cook. Rebels continuing to look inside, trying to get Jarman the basketball, but double team comes every chance the Bears get. They drop down a help defense. Smith drives in, ball pops loose. He hikes it between his legs. Weston is tackled by Zach Peterson, who gets the ball over to Houston, who misses the shot. Offensive board, missed shot. Trey Shaw with the rebound. Shaw will back it out and reset the offense. Kicks it right side over to Houston. Pass inside, and Cook with the reach in will pick up his first personal foul. Rebels lead 3-2 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Jordan Cook's three-point shot was brought to you by Pro Physical Therapy and physical therapist Dr. Dallas Clark. Inbound pass. Peterson tries to drive. Calder cuts him off. Good defense by Cameron, and Houston had to kick it back outside. Hayden, the top of the key, guarded by Jarman. Around the top, Houston steps back, shoots the three, misses. Rebound, Porter Weston hits it out of the hands of Hayden Peterson, and Weston is called for the foul. That'll prompt a quick sub and bring in Kinnan Clark. Inbound from the baseline, Shaw to the left corner. Offensive rebound so far. The advantage going to the Bears. They've gotten a handful of offensive rebounds already in this one. Drive inside, Hayden Peterson has it knocked away, gets it back, goes up top to Houston. Calder, quick closeout on the defense. Bears continuing to be patient here. Almost 3.5 minutes gone by in this first quarter. They've gotten a handful of offensive rebounds. The Rebels have attempted just a couple of shots. Shaw, left wing, thought about the three, but Cook fought through the screen, denied, and Shaw passed it off. Continue to work it around. Rebels in a man-to-man defense. Zach Peterson finds a little bit of a lane, drives in, and puts it up off the glass and in on the left side. 4-3, Bears have the lead on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Smith crosses the timeline against the man-to-man defense and gives to Cook. Jordan, right corner. Aaron inside, finds Kinnan. Looking into the middle, nothing there. He's trapped, bounces it back outside. It's on the floor. Cook dives on it, and a jump ball. Surprised we didn't get the Rebels asking for a timeout there. Maybe just being as early on as it is. A jump ball brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Let's count that as a Rebel turnover. Second of the ball game. I have the Bears with none. They've taken care of it well so far. Zach Peterson. Ashton Carlson just checked in. Sophomore and the son of Coach Brandon Carlson. Zach Peterson, step back three, misses. Jarman tips the rebound to himself on the baseline. Nick has 2 boards to Kenan Clark. He'll drive, dish off to Calder in the corner. Looking back up top, gives to Cook. Rebels down 4-3, halfway through the first quarter. Rich with 1 field goal. Cook drives all the way to the hoop. Ball blocked. Jarman with the offensive board. The putback is in. He trailed that all the way, and Houston, I believe it was Houston, or Hayden Peterson with the block. Carlson, top of the key. Walt Schwarting. Zach Peterson with the weave around the top of the arc. Picks up the dribble and gives in the corner to Hayden. Back up top, Carlson. 5-4, Rebels with a narrow lead in the Pugstone Sporting first quarter. Calder rips the ball away, but the Bears come up with it. Rich gets it back up ahead for Smith. Ball tipped away by Zach Peterson into the hands of Cameron Calder, who puts it in. Rebels hustling down the court, and Rich leads 7-4 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Again, our first quarter is brought to you by Pugstone Sporting Goods. Winter, summer, spring, or fall, Pugstones has it all. Schwarting down inside. Tries to go up over Jarman. Good deep by Nick. Didn't leave his feet. Kept his arms straight up. Missed shot. Jarman with his 4th board of the first quarter. Smith on the right wing looking for Calder on a cut. Instead to Kenan Clark for 3. That's off. Too strong off the glass. Schwarting pulls down the rebound. 7-4. Rich on top. Bears won in the freshman and JV games, 41-25 and 48-42. 3-point shot way off target on the right side. Jarman with the rebound. That one way over the top. Smith to the top of the key, left wing, Jordan Cook, who knocked down a 3 to start the scoring. Maybe a shot of the game, and now Avery Carlson gives Jordan Cook a little hip check and gets called for it. Got away with some early contact on the possession, but not the second bump. 2 minutes left in the Pugstone Sporting first quarter. Couple of substitutions. Rebels bring in Jared Anderson. Calder fired up. He's got a bucket in the game. Rich on top. 7-4. Inbound pass from the baseline. Mountain Valley Cattle Company inbound play. Anderson goes right corner. Jordan Cook. Ball rims around. Anderson with the offensive board, and the putback is good. Jared Anderson with an early offensive rebound. Quickly, he just checked into the game already. Finding some production. Anderson averaging 7.5 points, 4.5 rebounds off the bench. Trey Shaw, right wing. Smith on him. That's a quickness mismatch. Shaw drives in, then kicks it off to Carlson, who goes to the free throw line and back outside, and the Bears reset. 1:30 left to go first quarter. Pass down inside. The shot missed. Clark had the rebound. Cook pushes up court. The ball stripped away. Rich turns it over for a 3rd time. In the first quarter, I've got the Bears with no turnovers. Shaw on the right wing, but Rich on top, 9-4. Little pick and roll. Schwarting inside. Ball knocked away. He gets it back. Dishes off. Shot missed. Rebound tipped out. Peterson misses. Rebound tipped again. Smith had it. He's bumped from behind. Tries to get the pass away. Shaw comes up with the loose ball. Got Jordan Cook in the nose as he went for the basketball. And Rich having trouble getting the ball up court once they get that rebound. Also having trouble getting the rebound. Bear Lake really battling for loose balls. Boy, they're hustling. They'll isolate things. Shaw drives. The ball poked away by Smith into the hands of Jarman, and then Shaw fouls Jarman. So Smith was beat initially, but quick footwork to get around, poke the ball out, and force the first turnover of the game for the Bears. 9-4, Rich on top. Kason Trineri checks in for a moment. On the floor, Trineri, Anderson, Clark, Jarman, and Calder back out there. First quarter action is brought to you by Pugstone Sporting Goods. Winter, summer, spring, or fall, Pugstones has it all, including great information any time of year for your recreation needs. Here's that half-court trap. Rebels better get it across. They finally do to Clark, then to Anderson. Boy, that mental clock was starting to ring bells and alarm signals as Rich went back and forth. Trineri. Calder. Rebels look like they're playing for the final shot. Long skip pass by Calder is picked off. Easy interception by Hayden Peterson. Shaw up court, right wing. Zach Peterson, top of the key. 4, 3, 2. Get back to Zach, right wing 3. No, it rims out. Jarman pulls down his 6th rebound of the quarter just before time expires. And at the end of 1, it's Rich 9, the Bears 4 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. This first quarter has been brought to you by Pugstone Sporting Goods.
It doesn't matter what season you visit Bear Lake. Make sure you always stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods. You'll find lots of great quality inventory at low prices, including guns and ammo. During the winter, you can rent cross-country skis, snowshoes, and buy your ski passes to Beaver Mountain. Pugstones is always the best place to get information about the area and purchase your hunting or fishing licenses. Everything you need with one stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods at the 4-way stop in Garden City.
Coverage of Rich High School sports is also being made possible by Delmas Equipment, repairing equipment for over 20 years, farming equipment assembly, and custom fabrication. The Thompson Ranch, Brian and Becky Thompson, promoting student learning and success in all areas. And Western Ag Credit, reliable credit for all things agriculture.
Rebels on top, 9-4, but a quick giveaway, and Shaw goes the other way, misses the layup, but for the quick follow, Ashton Carlson. Turnovers starting to become an issue for Rich. That's 6 already in the ball game. Trineri tries to pass, Shaw tips it, but right back into the hands of Kaysen. Anderson, boy, he got hacked as he crossed the timeline with the dribble. No whistle, and Rebels maintain possession. 9-6, Rich on top. Calder on the left wing. Defense coming out. Bears have switched to a 2-3 zone. Coach Brown calls out a new play. Trineri lobs it right corner. Calder has to go up high to bring it down. Then he gets it to Jarman. A couple of dribbles to get away from traffic. Quick passing. Trineri back to Calder, right corner. Anderson. Good movement by the Rebels, and good movement by the Bear Lake zone defense as well. Trineri, dangerous pass across the top. Shaw takes it away, goes to the other end, makes the layup this time. Trey Shaw with the steal. Rebels' 7th turnover. Rich making a dangerous pass, pays the price. 8-9, Rebels up by just 1. Calder and Rich, 10-second violation. That's an 8th turnover. Rebels had 31 turnovers against the Bears last year in a loss here at Bear Lake. Coach Brown, I believe, just called for a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. Our second quarter is brought to you by J-Bar Auto. We'll be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
One of the greatest things about living in Randolph, Utah is the friendly folks that live and operate business there. This is especially true at J-Bar Auto on Main Street in Randolph. Serving customers for years, J-Bar Auto provides high-quality service at a fair price, including vehicles large and small, tractors, and other types of equipment. J-Bar Auto also sells quality tires.
We appreciate all of our customers. Call us anytime. We're happy to help.
J-Bar Auto, 90 Main Street in Randolph, Utah. Stop in today.
Back to second quarter action. The Bears on a 4-0 run. The Rebels with 3 possessions, 3 turnovers in this second quarter. Brought to you by J-Bar Auto. High quality service at a fair price. Rebels have got to take care of the ball better. They fought through 5 turnovers in the first quarter to take a 9-4 lead, but boy, letting the Bears back in with turnovers. That half-court trap causing Rich some issues to start this second period. Peterson, top of the key, hands off to Carlson. Ashton drives to his right, then kicks it back out. Zach Peterson, Trey Shaw wanted the 3, but was cut off. Instead kicks it back out. Schwarting, 3-man weave around the top of the arc. Carlson finds a lane, floats it up and misses. Jarman tips the rebound. Peterson shoots, and it's stuffed by Kinnan Clark. Pass out to Clark, back to Jarman. Nick gives it to Smith. Quickly up right corner, 3. Cameron Calder just a bit long. Jarman with the rebound, put back. Ball bounces around, and tip down through. 11-8 Rebels extend the lead back out to 3. Schwarting, Carlson, guarded by Anderson. Rebels in a man-to-man. Peterson tried to drive. Good D by Clark. Rebels in a, as I mentioned, a man-to-man defense. Schwarting lobs it inside, right to Kinnan Clark with the station in Randolph steal. Smith pushing the tempo, goes right corner. Calder back to Smith. Aaron thought about firing inside, instead kicks it across left side. Anderson with the 3. No, Jarman tried for the rebound. It was tipped away from him, and Ashton Carlson comes down with it. Carlson across the timeline. Bears in the home whites, Rebels in the road blues. Peterson around the top, gives to Shaw. He'll take the 3 and hit it. Trey Shaw. Smith gave him just a little bit of space, and we're tied at 11 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard with 5 minutes left to go in the J-Bar Auto second. Here's the full court pressure. The half-court trap. Jarman is hammered by Trey Shaw. No foul called. Shaw goes up ahead, and Clark got back for the station in Randolph steal. Anderson up the left side, pulls up, jumper off the glass, too strong. Rebound, ball knocked away, and a jump ball is called. And boy, Bear Lake coach is wondering where the foul was, and so am I. Well, I thought Jarman was fouled earlier. I thought Schwarting was fouled right there. But no, a jump ball is the call. Brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Good hustle by the Rebels to battle for that rebound. Shaw crosses the timeline. Bears attacking left to right. Hayden Peterson gives to Houston Peterson, who pulls up and misses. Jarman had the rebound. Hayden Peterson went right through him to take it away, and then but lost it and kicked it out of bounds. Jordan Cook talking with the official a little bit as he passes in to Smith. Aaron. Rebels swing it around. Cook, Smith. Got one dribble, back to his left, gets it to Jarman across the timeline. Aaron to the left wing. Rebels attacking right to left at mylocalradio.com. Aaron Smith with the 3. Aaron found the space he wanted and drains the triple. Pro Physical Therapy 3-pointer. Physical therapist Dr. Dallas Clark. Zach Peterson looking to lob it inside as Hayden was posted up under there, but couldn't get it to him. Rebels have switched defensively. Now you got Cook on Shaw. Maybe a little bit of a matchup as far as quickness goes. Houston Peterson, a 3 over the top. Jarman pulls it down off the glass. Cook, a long pass up ahead for Calder, and he couldn't bring it down. That pass way too long. Cook says, my bad, that's on me. 14-11, Rebels on top. 3:38 left to go in the J-Bar Auto second quarter at Bear Lake. Bears won the freshman game and the JV game. Bears beat the Rebel girls team last week in overtime. Rebel girls will be here on Saturday. Top of the key, Hayden Peterson. Trey Shaw, left wing, fakes the 3, drives left. Nice pick and roll. The finish and the foul. Boy, they've been letting lots of hard contact go, and I didn't see any contact there, but there must have been something as Hayden Peterson gets the bucket and the foul. First free throw of the ball game coming up for either team. The foul charge to Jordan Cook, his second. Hayden Peterson at the line, misses. Weston pulls down the rebound. Good board by Porter, who averages 4 of those per game. 14-13. Rebels up by 1 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Cook on the right wing, fires right corner. Weston back up top to Smith. Aaron, one dribble to his left. Jordan at the top of the key, follows a screen. Thought about the pass. Bears wanted to travel, but Jordan never left his feet. Good decision by Cook to just hold on. Smith looks left corner, looks right, nothing there. Goes up top to Calder. Bears defense, a 2-3. They're playing way out on it. Cook gives to Smith with 2:40 left to go, second quarter. And Rich on top by 1, 14-13. Calder bounces inside for Weston. Lots of contact. He goes in strong and draws the foul. Bears can't believe it. But Weston will go to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. The foul charge to Hayden Peterson. And boy, as physical as this game has been, I'm surprised we don't already have about 5 guys with 3 or 4 fouls. Weston at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line for 2 shots. The first one rims and pops out, no good. We'll take a quick break a quick legal ID.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Weston with another Bear Lake Realty free throw, and this one rattles home. Rich on top by 2, 15-13 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Boy, 2.5 left first quarter. Rebels putting on a little bit of pressure. Bears get through it. Schwarting with the finish. Rich got overextended, and the Bears made him pay. We're tied at 15 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Jarman, Smith, top of the key, goes to Jordan Cook on the right wing. Calder in the corner, back to Cook. Rebels swinging around. Smith faked the three, now drives in, lobs it right corner. Cook, and then back inside. Weston has it stripped away by Shaw, who goes down the right sideline, hesitates to the free throw line, kicks it back outside. Then Zach Peterson, right wing three, rims around and out. Jarman with a strong rebound. It's stripped away by Houston Peterson and out of bounds off of Rich. Rebel fans wanted it to go the other way. The student section over there still in disbelief as the Bears inbound from the baseline. Rich with already, I've got 10 turnovers in the game. Inbound to Zach Peterson, back to Shaw in the corner, fakes the three, gets by Weston, a lot of contact. Weston maybe gets away with a foul. Ref says nope, keep it going. 1:38 left to go, first half. Long pass to Peterson, left corner. He'll take a couple dribbles and kick it back to Shaw. Peterson again, different Peterson, fires for the other Peterson. Houston to Hayden, looking for Zach, and Zach had just moved as Houston looked to pass and threw it away. I've got that as Bear Lake's 5th turnover of the game. So Rich with 10, the Bears with 5. We're tied at 15. Smith across the timeline to Jarman, gives back to Aaron. Right side, Cook fakes the three out on the wing. And then to Calder in the corner. 2-3 Bears zone defense. Boy, it's been effective so far. Rebels have had to be real patient just to find an open look. Cook, right corner to Calder. Just over a minute left in the J-Bar Auto second quarter. Invite you to stay tuned for our halftime show. It'll be brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Calder in the corner, finds a lane, drives in, it's punched away, gets it back. Cook goes left side and traveled. One extra step, and the hesitation was what got him for it. Anderson and Clark check back into the game. Weston and Cook get a breather. On the floor, Clark, Jarman, Anderson, Smith, and Calder. Rebels and Bears are tied. Bears have Peterson, Schwarting, and Shaw on the floor. P-cubed, Shaw and Schwarting. Outside, Trey Shaw, three-point shot is in. Trey Shaw gives the Bears back the lead. He's got 8 points in the quarter, and it's 18-15. Pick and roll, and then Peterson just went back outside to Shaw. Jarman just barely keeps a hold of it in traffic. Anderson with 22 seconds left to go. Smith, Clark was posted up, but no passing lane. Peterson denying. Calder to Smith, 13, 12, 11. Aaron directs some traffic. One-on-one with Shaw, gives to Calder. Cameron dribbles to his left, a lot of contact, floats it up, can't get it to go. And Peterson with the rebound with 2-1. He gets the shot off late and misses left. 18-15, Bears with the lead on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard at the half. Bear Lake outscored the Rebels 14-6 in that second quarter. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with your halftime show brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. This second quarter has been brought to you by J-Bar Auto, high-quality service at a fair price.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming has teamed up with the Riverton Golf and Country Club to bring you great golf getaway packages for the whole family. Come for a couple of days, golf, eat, relax, tour the Wind River Indian Reservation, and enjoy the Native American tribal dancers. Pet rooms are available so you can bring the whole family and stay. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
When you have dental care done, you let the dentist and the hygienists into your personal space. It's important that you and your family trust that your dentist will provide professional care in a comfortable atmosphere. Comprehensive Family Dental is a family-owned and operated business that understands how important this trust is. 2 locations make it convenient for you and your family when scheduling appointments. When it comes to your dental work, expect the best. Call Comprehensive Family Dental today at 435-793-2210.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Make this winter epic when you rent from Epic Recreation in Garden City, Utah. We rent cabins, snowmobiles, snowcat razors, snow tire bicycles, snowshoes, and more. Thank goodness winter is long, because at Bear Lake, we make it epic. Call us today and book your epic adventure at Bear Lake. Recreation and lodging packages available year-round. Call Epic Recreation today or book online at epicrecreation.net.
Whether you own a business or run a household, understanding where your money goes can help you improve overall financial stability. It can also help you reduce stress and help you plan for the future. Certified public accountant Gary Tusher understands money, income, expense, taxes, investments, assets, depreciation, and more. Make sure when it comes to your financial security, you're working with the best. Gary Tusher, CPA, serves business customers and private individuals. Call Gary Tusher, CPA today.
Welcome back to Montpelier and the Halftime Show. It's brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Dr. Sean Grohl providing quality family dentistry since 1998. Rebels had a 9-4 lead at the end of one, but were outscored 14-6 in the second quarter. And a big part of that was Trey Shaw's 2 3-pointers plus another field goal, a layup. Rebels had 6 turnovers in the second quarter, and the Bears lead 18-15 at the end of the first half. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more of your Comprehensive Family Dental Halftime Show, including some Town of Randolph first half highlights right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to -40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the town of Randolph.
It's the Chevy Employee Discount Sale going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. You pay what employees pay. What does that mean? Total savings of up to $11,000 on the remaining 2017s and select 2018s. And with a trade-in assist of up to $3,000, the time to buy is now. Auto Farm is stuffed with vehicles. It's the Chevy Employee Discount Sale going on now at Auto Farm. You pay what employees pay.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Welcome back at the half, the Comprehensive Family Dental Halftime Show. Rebels trail in a tight one, 18-15 to the Bear Lake Bears. First half highlights are brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from the mayor and board members and the town clerk from the town of Randolph. 18-15 Bears on top. Rich had a good first quarter, led 9-4, but much like last week on Saturday when Rich lost against Grand, Rebels slowed down offensively in the second quarter while the opponent picked things up. The Bears scored 14 points in that second quarter, Rich with just 6, and Trey Shaw had 8 of those 14. He's the leading scorer in the ball game. Bears were led by Trey Shaw's 8 points. Hayden Peterson has 4, and then Ashton Carlson, Walt Schwarting, and Zach Peterson have 2 points apiece. Peterson is a good shooter from outside. He hasn't hit yet on 3 or 4 attempts, and boy, if he starts hitting, the Rebels might be in trouble. Of course, Rich with some good shooters of their own. Cameron Calder missed 1. Jared Anderson, I can't remember if he missed 1. He's got 2 points, but Rebels just haven't. That 2-3 zone defense from the Bears has been excellent. And the biggest thing that the Rich Rebels will, I think, need to adjust to in the second half is finding a way to feed Jarman down inside. Nick, I think they were only able to get it to him 1 time. His other bucket was on an offensive rebound and a putback. 4 points in that first quarter, or first half, for Nick Jarman, who came in averaging almost 16 points a game. He has 9 rebounds in this one, so he's done a great job on the glass. But Rich has to find a way to get it into him. Jordan Cook, 3 points. Aaron Smith with a 3. Cameron Calder, Jared Anderson with 2 apiece, and Porter Weston with a free throw. And that's it for the scoring for your Rich Rebels, trailing 18-15 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Now, the one other adjustment the Rebels need to make is boxing out better. I don't have stats for it in this game, but if I would guess that Bear Lake has 12 or 15 offensive rebounds. So if Rich can get it inside more and better to Jarman, take care of it better, 11 turnovers in the first half, and keep Bear Lake off the offensive glass, the Rebels will be in good shape in the second half. Those are your first half highlights, brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Bridget Pugmire, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. Stay tuned. More of the Comprehensive Family Dental Halftime Show coming up after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
We sell fun. Come see and feel the fun when you shop at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. You and your family will have fun year-round, in the water with personal watercraft, in nature driving your side-by-side or riding your four-wheeler, or in the mountains on your snow machine. It's always fun at Cache Honda Yamaha, no matter what the season is. Our showroom is full of inventory to choose from. Start having more fun today. Visit Cache Honda Yamaha between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91. We sell fun.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming offers a family dinosaur dig and vacation package that includes digging for fossils at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center, sack lunches, tours of the museum, and lovely clean rooms for a comfortable night's stay. With 3 restaurants to choose from, you and your family will have fun, eat well, and rest easy. Schedule your family dinosaur dig at the Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming today. Call 866-657-1604.
When you have dental care done, you let the dentist and the hygienists into your personal space. It's important that you and your family trust that your dentist will provide professional care in a comfortable atmosphere. Comprehensive Family Dental is a family-owned and operated business that understands how important this trust is. 2 locations make it convenient for you and your family when scheduling appointments. When it comes to your dental work, expect the best. Call Comprehensive Family Dental today at 435-793-2210.
Been a physical contest so far, but just 3 free throws combined. Rebels 1 of 2 in that first half. The Bears 0 of 1. First half, the halftime show has been brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Dr. Sean Grohl providing quality family dentistry since 1998 with offices in Randolph and Hiram, Utah for your convenience. Third quarter coming up. Our third quarter is brought to you by Epic Recreation. Rebels will have it to start the third. Rich in the road blues, Bears in the home whites. We're looking for points in the paint. Rebels haven't had a lot of those. So Bear Lake Physical Therapy points in the paint. Jarman with 4 points, 9 rebounds in the game. And that's brought to you by Bear Lake Physical Therapy, helping Rebels get back in the game since 1998. Also, we'll look for our Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet play and shot of the game, and the Randolph Country Store adjustment of the game here during this second half. Rich will have it. Rebels come out with Cook, Smith, Jarman, Calder, and Weston on the floor. Inbound, they get it quickly to the corner. Cook back up top to Smith. Rebels set the offense. A 2-3, nope, back to a man-to-man defense for the Bears. Weston, Smith, top of the key three, too long, right side. Jarman had the offensive rebound, knocked away from him, saved to Weston. Porter goes too strong. Jarman has it stripped away again. He's on the floor. Shaw has it and comes up with it. So Rich with a couple of offensive rebounds, but a missed shot. Peterson pulls up right elbow. It rims out. Jarman has his 12th rebound of the game. Cook to Smith. Aaron up the right side, right corner. Weston back out to Smith. Aaron down the top left side, back to a 2-3 zone defense for the Bears. Weston right corner. Cook, Smith comes around. Ball almost stripped away, but Smith holds on. He's left open, shoots the long two and hits. Aaron Smith brings the Rebels to within one, 18-17. Boy, if they leave him open from there, he could light them up. Peterson on the left wing. Top of the key, Schwarting looking inside, nothing there. Rebels in a man-to-man defense. Shaw gets a little room. Pick and roll. Schwarting travels, nope, double dribbles. I thought he may have been on the baseline, but he double dribbled, trying to get underneath. Good defense by Jarman. He helped initially on Shaw and then recovered to defend Schwarting and deny a shot. Cook with the dribble to Smith. 6.5 left, third quarter. Aaron bounces to Smith, or to Jarman, but Calder back to Smith. Aaron looks right corner, finds Calder, ball kicked as Calder tried to enter the pass down into Jarman. Rebels looking for a quicker pass down to the corner and then an entry down to Jarman inside. Calder with the Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play, lobs it high, it's too high. Shaw comes up with it, bounces across the lane. Peterson stripped by Cook, but a foul called. Jordan looks back to coach like, I didn't touch him, but you'll pick up your third foul. Rebels with a second turnover of the quarter. This third quarter is brought to you by Epic Recreation, and now Coach Brown forced to send Jared Anderson in a little bit early on the substitution as Cook just picked up his third personal. Jordan with a pro physical therapy three-point shot to open the scoring in the game. Houston Peterson left corner, couple of dribbles, gives to Shaw. Anderson guarding Trey Shaw. Definitely a wingspan advantage and height advantage for Anderson. A man-to-man defense. Backdoor cut. Shaw loses it out of bounds off his leg, and the Rebels will take over. Pressure defense, and now can Rich take advantage. Rebels trail 18-17 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. This Bears team content, boy, they'd love to win 30-28 by the looks of it. Smith, center of the court. Weston gives to Anderson. Out on the right wing, skips it across to Smith, looking inside, not there. Calder back to Smith. Thought about the three, but quick closeout. Rich continues to swing it around. Smith top to Anderson. Back to Smith. Aaron fires right side to Jarrett. Right corner, Weston. Rich works it around. 5.5 left to go. Third quarter brought to you by Epic Recreation. Weston. Anderson to Smith, steps up, but Zach Peterson comes on the defense. Calder wide open. Smith finds him, gives it back outside to Jarrett as the defense got out there in a hurry. Weston free throw line to Smith, right wing three. No, it pops out. Calder has the offensive board. He'll fire it back outside Weston. Kicks it to Smith, left corner Anderson looking inside, not there. Rebels, I thought, had Jarman there for a minute, but couldn't find the passing lane. Calder goes up top and throws it away. Zach Peterson up the lane, picked off. Aaron Smith with quick hands steals it. Ball knocked away from behind. Right corner, Calder back to Smith. He's bumped twice. Holds on to the ball, gets it to Jarman, back out to Calder. Cameron drives in, hesitates, shoots, and traveled. We go back to that takeaway by Aaron Smith, a station in Randolph steal. The station in Randolph here for your convenience needs. Boy, there's nothing easy in this game, and credit the Bears defense. Rebels playing the same way on the other end. Neither team allowing anything easy. Shaw crosses the timeline, gives to Peterson. Houston up top to Hayden. Couple of dribbles, gives to Shaw. around the left side, pick and roll, again bounces across the key to Schwarting, who misses the shot. Anderson with his second rebound. Lobs to Smith. Aaron, half-court trap. They go to Smith, back to Anderson, break the trap. Jared looks left, goes right. Timeout, Coach Brown. With 4:13 left in this third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation. We'll take a quick break.
This is Rebel Senior Nick Jarman. Thanks for tuning in to Rich Rebel Hoops on KADQ FM 98.3 Rebel Radio with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
Make this winter epic when you rent from Epic Recreation in Garden City, Utah. We rent cabins, snowmobiles, snowcat razors, snow tire bicycles, snowshoes, and more. Thank goodness winter is long, because at Bear Lake, we make it epic. Call us today and book your epic adventure at Bear Lake. Recreation and lodging packages available year-round. Call Epic Recreation today or book online at epicrecreation.net.
Rebels had a 9-4 lead at the end of one. Bears outscored the Rebels 14-15 in the second quarter. Rich outscoring Bear Lake 2-0 in this third quarter in a defensive battle at Bear Lake High School in Montpelier, home of the Bears. Anderson to inbound. Smith, Weston, Jarman, and Calder also on the floor. Aaron may have gotten away with a carry just there as he dribbled to his right, gives it off, and then gets it back. Anderson, they swing it around the arc. 2-3 zone. Nope, I think we've switched back to a, may have switched back to a man-to-man. No, still a 2-3 zone defense for the Bears. Weston, left wing. Anderson, left corner. Smith wanted a shot, instead gives to Weston. Double teamed in the quarter, and Houston Peterson steals it. A 3-on-2 as Peterson goes all the way and makes the layup. Houston Peterson at 6'2", showing some ball handling abilities as well. And the Bears have their first field goal of the third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation. 20-17, Bears on top. Calder looking inside, no pass there. Gives it back outside. Anderson, Smith, left corner. Weston fires to Jarman at the free throw line. His shot off target. Hayden Peterson the rebound. Shaw quickly up the left wing. Houston for the three, left corner, short. Smith with the rebound and starts to push. Defense gets there, and Calder has to slow it down. Anderson drives baseline, dishes into the middle, ball knocked away. And Rich, with two more turnovers, brings their total in the game to 16. Shaw calls for the screen, gets it, pulls up right elbow and misses. Jarman rips the rebound down away from Schwarting and into the hands of Weston. Smith fires across the timeline. Weston across to Anderson, right corner. Calder inside. Jarman double team, goes up. Peterson comes up with the block. A lot of contact in the arms for a block there. Then the other way. The Bears give it away. Anderson up court, gets it taken away, and then the long football pass. Hayden Peterson wanted to go up court to Walter Schwarting and overthrew him. Both teams getting a little sloppy the last minute or two, and part of it is the defensive pressure. Jordan Cook will check in here for Cameron Calder. 20-17. 4 points have been scored in this third quarter total between the two teams, 2 points apiece. Smith gives to Cook. 2:12 left to go in the Epic Recreation third. Smith fires long to Anderson on the left wing. Get it across the timeline. Cook back to Smith. Right corner. Clark looks inside. Jarman really battling with Peterson. Houston battling hard. Anderson on the left wing. Looking in the corner. Finds Smith. Fakes the three. Bounces inside away to Ashton Carlson. Easy takeaway. That pass was initially there when Smith thought to make it, but then by the time he made it, the passing lane was cut off. 20-17, Bears with the lead on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Rebels scored 19 points in the first quarter against Grand. Shaw goes to the hoop and misses. Jarman contested, and then Nick pulls down the rebound, and he's fouled. Nick's fifth rebound of the quarter, And the foul to Trey Shaw, just his second. Again, I've said it a couple of times, and I'm sure I'll say it a couple more. As physical as this game has been, I'm surprised we don't have more fouls. That's Trey's second personal. First team foul of the half for the Bears. Smith on the left side. Rebels attacking left to right. Cook gets it across the timeline. Ball punched out from behind. And Rich with an 8th turnover of the quarter. Luckily for Rich, their defense has been solid. As I've got them with 19 turnovers in the ball game. Anderson goes for the steal, can't get it. The shot by Zach Peterson is way short. Jarman with the rebound, his 15th. Cook across the timeline to Smith. Nick fakes the shot, drives in. He's mugged. The ball comes loose. Call the foul, guys. Good heavens. Zach Peterson the other way. Good use of his body. Makes the layup, and it's 22-17. We need Pat Sajak or Vanna White here, and by a foul. My heavens. Smith across the timeline to Clark. Cook drives in. His arm is hammered. The ball is taken away. A 15th turnover, or a 10th rather, of the quarter. Brought to you by Epic Recreation. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. Boy, they are letting them hack away in this game. Shaw on the left wing. Carlson down inside. Peterson shot blocked. Fight for it. Peterson has it. Jarman pulls it, rips it away, but a push from behind. And again, man, they just let him get away with murder and then call a little bit of a scratch. The foul called against, I believe, Anderson is his first personal. Rebel second team foul. Jarman will get a breather with 6 rebounds in the quarter. We'll finish the third quarter with 15 boards. Shaw the inbound from the baseline. Finds Peterson. It's stripped away into the hands of Zach Peterson. Up top, Hayden Peterson misses the 3. A push in the back. Again, no foul. It's Calder ends up on the floor. Peterson battling for the rebound. Luckily, the Bears didn't make the shot, and Bear Lake has a 5-point lead as we head for the fourth quarter. This third has been brought to you by Epic Recreation.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
It's the Chevy Employee Discount Sale going on now at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. You pay what employees pay. What does that mean? Total savings of up to $11,000 on the remaining 2017s and select 2018s. And with a trade-in assist of up to $3,000, the time to buy is now. Auto Farm is stuffed with vehicles. It's the Chevy Employee Discount Sale going on now at Auto Farm. You pay what employees pay.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Back for fourth quarter action, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital here in Montpelier. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, count on us to care. Rebels need some Bear Lake Physical Therapy points in the paint. Bear Lake Physical Therapy has been helping Rebels and Bears get back in the game since 1998. Bear Lake with the basketball to start the fourth quarter. Bear Lake with the lead, 22-17. Rich with just 2 points in the third, just 6 points in the second after a 9-point first. Trey Shaw in the lane, floats it up off the glass and in. Shaw puts the Bears on top, 24-17, a 7-point lead. The way Bear Lake is playing defense and the Rebels turning over the ball and getting no fouls called for them. Boy, this is going to be a tall order. Another turnover for Rich on a lazy pass to Trey Shaw in the corner for 3. You got it. Trey Shaw with 13 in the game, and it's 27-17. Coach Brown calls a timeout. Rebels need to quiet the crowd and find a way to get a shot off. 22 turnovers in the ball game. We'll be back.
This is Rebel senior Aaron Smith, and you're tuned in to Rich High Hoops on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
24-17. Rebels have 17 points in the game. They need 10 more just to tie. I said 24, it's 27-17. Trey Shaw has 13 points. And, boy, it's not a lot of points, but when your opponent, speaking of Bear Lake, when your opponent only has 17 and your leading scorer has 13, Trey Shaw has almost scored as much as the Rebels on his own. Rich still in this one, though. Down by 10 with 7:17 left to go. The half-court trap has forced tons of turnovers. Rebels have not been able to set the tone. Cook looking in the corner, and Peterson with an easy pick. Good anticipation by Zach Peterson. Rich with 23 turnovers in the ball game. Bears with a 10-point lead, under 7 to go. Fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. Trey Shaw, pass deflected into the hands of Zach Peterson for 3, and he hits. The ball bouncing the way of the Bears right now. Rich got in the passing lane, deflected it, but it just went right to Zach Peterson, who was open in the corner for 3. Another turnover for Rich. They give it away, and Ashton Carlson goes in for the 2. 32-17, and Rich takes another timeout. We'll take one as well. Fourth quarter, Bears have built a 15-point lead. It was 5-point lead just 31 seconds ago in game time on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
One of the greatest things about living in Randolph, Utah is the friendly folks that live and operate business there. This is especially true at J-Bar Auto on Main Street in Randolph. Serving customers for years, J-Bar Auto provides high-quality service at a fair price, including vehicles large and small, tractors, and other types of equipment. J-Bar Auto also sells quality tires.
We appreciate all of our customers. Call us anytime. We're happy to help.
J-Bar Auto, 90 Main Street in Randolph, Utah. Stop in today.
Bear Lake's best information spot is Pugstone Sporting Goods, located at the 4-way stop in Garden City. Find out where the fish are biting, where the best scenic trails are, winter or summer, plus all the other information you need to have the best time ever at Bear Lake. You'll also find hunting and fishing supplies, boat equipment, life vests, clothing, beach toys, sunscreen, souvenirs, and more. Pugstone Sporting Goods at the 4-way stop in Garden City, Utah. At beautiful Bear Lake. Stop in today.
Rebels inbound against the half-court trap. Calder back to Smith. Aaron up to the right corner, double team, steps out of it, lobs it underneath to Cameron Calder, or Kenan Clark rather, who puts the shot up and in. And again, there's so much contact and no foul call to Smith in the corner. Shaw, the top of the key, has 13 in the ball game. Calder going for the steal. Zach Peterson keeps it, gets it away, and lobs back up top for Shaw. Trey directs some traffic, says come a little closer this time, next time, Zach. Out on the right wing, Carlson with the shot and a foul. And I just can't, I can't understand. I'm having a hard time knowing what's a foul and what's not. I can't imagine how difficult it is for the players in this game. The guys are getting mugged, thrown to the floor, no whistle, and then just a little light breath on them, and they call the foul. So, boy, this is tough for the players. 5:51 left to go. Bears on top, 32-19. Ashton Carlson misses the front end. And the second, a high arc rainbow swish, 33-19. Sophomore Ashton Carlson has 5 in the ball game. Rebels down by 14 points. They've scored 19 so far with 5:48 left to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Now, Rich has 24 turnovers, so if they can take care of it, find some shots and hit those shots, they're not out of this thing. Jared Anderson down to the baseline, ball punched out Rich ball on the baseline. A Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Still looking for our Randolph Country Store adjustment of the game. It's not going to come there. On offense, my goodness. Peterson, a push off, an offensive rebound, another one. Then Smith tips it up ahead to Calder, who goes to the hoop and finishes. Boy, Joey James got away with one. There was a fight for the ball between him and Anderson, and James just threw an arm out there. Backdoor pass picked off by Rich. Smith up ahead. Defense gets back. Anderson, left wing. Defense really crashed in. Smith pulls up for three, and Aaron Smith with the Pro Physical Therapy three-pointer brings Rich to within 11, or within 9. 33-24 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. And Coach Carlson calls for a full timeout. We'll take a real quick one as well. Now we'll take this, so we'll keep it here and see what fans we can find on the Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Well, plenty of Rebel fans here to our right. You see the student section standing over there. You see Cam Jarman puts his hand over his mouth for a second there to maybe avoid saying something he shouldn't. There's some frustration on this sideline as the Rebels have, well, it would appear, have been fouled quite a bit, that whistles have not been called. Bear Lake Realty fan cam. If you're looking for you or your family, maybe some friends looking for beachfront, room with a view, a secluded mountain retreat in the Bear Lake area, any number of timeshare options, visit bearlakerealty.com. Now, the Rebels had been outscored 3-6, 7-8, 9-10, 11-2 in this quarter before the last 5 points. In fact, that was a 10-0 Bear Lake run. Rich was down by 5, 22-17, and Bear Lake went on a 10-0 run to make it 32-17. Let's get back to the live camera and the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Zach Peterson gives to Ashton Carlson. Rebels showing a little bit of half-court trap, or at least high pressure. Schwarting back to Carlson. Rebels applying some pressure. They get the ball popped out as Carlson lost control. Jarman saves it, and Rich comes up with the takeaway. Smith, crossover dribble. Peterson reaches in. Carlson picks it up on a loose ball and goes the other way for two. And again, boy, Smith, just a major reach-in foul. Smith the ball was poked out there from Smith, and boy, to me that looked like a reach-in. The officials saw it differently, and they've seen things a lot differently than I have tonight. That's for certain. 35-24, the Bears on top. Ashton Carlson, little brother of Avery Carlson, senior, would be the starting point guard for this Bear Lake team. If you're tuned in online at mylocalradio.com, he's the Carlson right there with the team in crutches. Broke a foot bone during the football season, but Ashton has picked up in his place 2, 4, 6, 7 points in the ball game and had the most recent layup. Smith with just over 4 minutes to go. Anderson looks up court, back to Smith. Aaron will cross the timeline and give off to Anderson. Jared back to Aaron. 35-24. Rich needs to score some points and quick. Jarman, left wing. Aaron takes the three. It's blocked. Anderson comes down with it, and they call a foul. Where's some consistency, guys? There was such little contact there. Hayden Peterson will pick up his second personal, and Rich will get the inbound play. I don't know how these guys can continue to even play with the inconsistent whistles. Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play. Calder fires into the corner for Aaron Smith. The three is in there. Splish splash. Aaron Smith with his third three of the ball game, a Pro Physical Therapy three-pointer, and Rich is within 8, 35-27 with under 4 to go. Trey Shaw dribbles to his left. Rebels in a man-to-man defense. Houston Peterson dribbles up top. The officials counting down, and he gives it to Shaw just in time. Anderson guarding Trey Shaw now. To Zach Peterson. The Bears content to run some clock. Houston or Hayden Peterson rather, with the basketball. Smith comes in, double teams, and then fouls him. The Bears crying for the whistle. They obviously got it. And that's just a 4th team foul on the Rebels. Aaron Smith's first personal. And the Bears will inbound from the sideline. Weston checks into the game. Cook checks in as well. Shaw takes it inbound and goes way back court. Calder, Jarman, Cook, Smith, and Weston on the floor. Shaw dribbling, looking inside, nothing there. Still taking his time. 3:05 left to go. Cook guarding on Shaw. Can't get too close. Shaw is so quick. If Jordan gets within the area where they can start counting off the 5 seconds, Shaw just moves so fast to get away. Create the space that he needs. Shaw left corner. Holding. Rebels recover defensively. Get it out there. Shaw loses the dribble out of bounds. He just lost it. He wants to say the Rebels touched it. So does Coach Carlson, but I did not see anybody touch it. And for maybe the first time tonight, the refs and I are on the same page. 14th, make it 13th turnover of the game for Bear Lake. Calder, right corner, steps on the sideline, and I don't know why he didn't just dribble as pressure was coming. So the Rebels force a turnover and then turn it right back. 2:39 left to go. Rich is going to need to start thinking about a foul or something different here. Avery Carlson, or not Avery, but Ashton has it poked away. He gets it back and gives to Shaw. He's double teamed and a foul is called. Oh. Cameron Calder picks up his first. Rebel 15 foul. 2:29 left to go. Rich down by 8, 35-27. Zach Peterson to inbound. And Shaw goes back court. Smith comes up to guard. Double team comes. Shaw picks up the dribble and gives to Peterson. Zach dribbles to his left. Rebels have got to come up with something. Weston guarding. Peterson with the basketball. Skips it across to Carlson. Rebels double team there. They come back to Shaw. Calder reaches in and got him for his second personal foul. That'll send Trey Shaw to the free throw line. Nope, that's just a 6th team foul. So Rebels one more away from putting the Bears on the line for 1-1. Zach Peterson will inbound. 2:09 left to go. 35-27. Bears with an 8-point lead. Inbound backcourt. Trey Shaw dribbles clear back almost under the Rebel basket. Then to his right, Calder pokes in, can't get the ball away. They get it back to Shaw. Double team comes. He gives to Peterson. He'll dribble into the lane. Ball poked away and a foul. And that's Cameron's third personal. It looked to me like he got all ball, but the officials saw an arm, and Peterson, this is Hayden, will go to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. He's 0 for 1 so far in the ball game. And they say that Nick Jarman is the guilty party on the foul. His first personal. I don't know if Jarman was in the area, but Hayden Peterson makes good on the front end. He'll get a second on the 1-1 Bear Lake not Bear Lake Realty free throws, but second free throw, no. Jarman, 17th rebound of the game. Cook pushes up the left side, kicks it back out to Anderson, fires across the top for Smith. Shaw deflects it out of bounds. 36-27, Rebels trail by 9. Boy, there's an uphill battle. The way that Bear Lake's defense has played, and as good as they are at being patient, holding on to the ball. Cook, Smith, Anderson, Weston, and Jarman on the floor. Cook dribbles to his right, and what is that? What just happened? Did the refs call a foul on Bear Lake? It's Ashton Carlson picks up his second on what any other game would clearly be a foul, but surprising to hear that whistle tonight on that bump. Anderson on the left wing follows a screen by Weston into the lane. A lot of contact. He is hammered by Houston Peterson. Carlson double dribbles and gets it back and gives it away to a teammate. Peterson underneath, kicks it back up top to Carlson. Boy, Peterson should at least send Anderson some flowers for that kind of contact inside if he's not going to get a whistle. Pass up top. Houston goes up high and pulls it down just over a minute to go. Hayden Peterson shoots an air ball. Jarman can't quite pull it in. Loses it on the baseline, and with a 1:06 left to go, the Bears will inbound from the baseline. Trey Shaw looking to get it in. Holding now gives to Carlson. Ashton passes back up top to Shaw, who dribbles to his right. 1 minute to go, 60 seconds and counting. And the Rebels down by 9. Peterson gives to Shaw, started inside, goes back out into the middle. Coach Brown calling for a foul. Rebels trying to foul. Jarman over fouls a little on Zach Peterson. Nick will be called for the foul. His second personal, 49.3 seconds to go, and we'll see what kind of foul shooter Zach Peterson is as he goes to the line for a 1-and-1. Rebel 8th team foul. Bears with 3. A lot of that here in this fourth quarter has been Rich trying to foul as they've tried to get takeaways. Peterson hits the first. And Rich, at this point, with 49.3 seconds left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter, would need a miracle. Jarman pulls down an 18th rebound on the miss by Peterson, right rim. 37-27, a 10-point deficit. Smith pulls up, a lot of contact, misses the shot. Jarman misses the putback, and that's the kind of night it's been. Cook deflects a pass. He's calling for a deflection off of Peterson. Peterson gives him a little shove as he heads up court. Cook saves it off of Shaw's leg. What a hustle by Jordan Cook. Keeping some, whatever small amount of life it may be. Shaw can't believe it, but it looked pretty clear from here. Cook will inbound. The Bears student section already calling out, I believe that we have won. Jarman turns in the lane. Ball knocked away, and it's taken away. And I tell you, the Bears just cannot foul in this game, it would seem, when Rich has the basketball. Rebels trying to foul, 17 seconds left to go. And the Bears student section, I think, prognosticated correctly, as this will be too much of a deficit for Rich to overcome. 17 seconds to go. Zach Peterson back at the free throw line, shooting 1-and-1. Rich has 2 free throws in the ball game. 2. First free throw for Zach Peterson is good. He's 2 for 3. My goodness. I don't think I've ever seen Rich shoot just 2 free throws in a game. Peterson hits them both. 39-27, Bears up by 12. Smith with 15-14, crosses the timeline. Follows a screen, picks it up and gives to Cook. Jordan takes the long 3 and hits it. Jordan Cook with a pro physical therapy 3-pointer, and Coach Brown takes a timeout with 3.2 seconds left to go. Rich down by 9. Jordan Cook with his second pro physical therapy 3-pointer of the game, brought to you by Dr. Dallas Clark, physical therapist. Points in the paint tonight have been brought to you by Bear Lake Physical Therapy. Rich will finish with close to 30 turnovers in the ball game. I've got him currently at 27. How they've managed to even stay in it? Well, partly Bear Lake has 14 turnovers. That's not bad. But Rich defensively has been excellent tonight. $17 points so far in the quarter for Bear Lake. Rich takes a timeout there. And let's just take the moment here to remind you and thank Bear Lake Realty. Bear Lake Realty Fan Cam. If you're looking for real estate in the Bear Lake area, visit bearlakerealty.com or go to Bear Lake Realty in Garden City. Visit with Gary and Amber McKee. Zach Peterson gets the instruction from the official. He can move. He can run the baseline to look to get this inbound play in. Rebels pressuring everywhere, but they get it into Shaw, and Rich will let it end there. 39-30, the Bears with the victory over the Rich Rebels. And in Montpelier, Trey Shaw, 13 points in the game. Rich just couldn't get it done offensively. A few too many turnovers. and a tough loss. It doesn't get much easier as Rich will play Valley tomorrow, Paiute on Saturday. Stay tuned. Our post-game show is coming up, brought to you by Saby Trucking. We'll have the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap coming up. This fourth quarter has been brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care.
When it comes to parts and service, don't rely on anyone other than the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. The professional mechanics and parts department team have the experience to help you with whatever you need. When you need to add a winch, get an extra belt or spark plugs, winterize, repair or replace tires, or have a rebuild, they can help. Whatever you need, gift ideas, parts, accessories, or a great mechanic, you'll find it all at Cash Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91.
Well, the Rich Rebel offense came back to life in the fourth quarter, but it was too little too late. Let's tell you about it on our post-game show, brought to you by Saby Trucking. Scott and Diana Saby wishing the Rebels good luck. We've got the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet shot and play of the game, plus the Randolph Country Store adjustment of the game on the way. But first, time now for the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap at 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fresh and fast meet. It's Jimmy John's. Rebels jumped out to a 9-4 lead Thursday night at Bear Lake in the Bear Lake rivalry, the game in Montpelier, where Rich had lost badly a year ago. Rich looked to have a better game, and they started off well, leading 9-4 at the end of one, but then just 6 points in the second quarter, and Bear Lake erupts for 14 points and took an 18-15 lead into the half. Neither team could do much in the third quarter. Bear Lake scored 4, the Rebels scored 2, and the Bears had a 22-17 lead to start the fourth. Bear Lake went on a 10-0 run to start that fourth period, led 32-17. The Rebels roared back, but it wasn't quite enough as Bear Lake won 39-30 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, a victory for Bear Lake over the Rebels. Now, these teams will meet again in just a few weeks. The Rebels will host Bear Lake Thursday, January 4th in Randolph. Rebels were led by Aaron Smith, 11 points. Nick Jarman's 19 rebounds. 13 points from Trey Shaw led the Bears. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Gourmet sandwiches, fresh and fast every day at 113 Front Street in Evanston. You're tuned in to the Saby Trucking postgame show, and after the break, we have your Randolph Country Store adjustment of the game, plus the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock shot and play of the game after this on Rebel Radio, The Wildlife, and MyLocalRadio.com.
When you need to hire a semi, Saby Trucking in Woodruff, Utah is the place to call. Scott and Diana Saby have been serving customers across the nation since 2007. It's important to know that your loads are being handled professionally by honest, reliable drivers. The team at Saby Trucking reminds you, safety first. Don't text and drive. For all your long haul and short haul needs, get it there safely and on time. Call today, Saby Trucking, 435-503-0454.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The professionals at T7 Propane place their focus on safety, quality product, and excellent prompt service, so you can rest easy and enjoy the affordability and efficiency of propane. Serving residential and business customers every day, T7 would love to serve you as well. For all your propane needs, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to the Saby Trucking postgame show. Rebels led 9-4 at the end of one, but tough offensive sledding in the second and third quarters. Just 8 points combined in those two quarters, and Bear Lake beats Rich 39-30. That is the lowest scoring game I've seen from Rich since, I believe, and it's sorry to bring up some unwanted memories, but what was that when they lost to Panguitch in the semifinals almost 5 years ago now? The Rebels scored just 29 in that ball game. End of the 2014 season. Just 30 points tonight at Bear Lake, and give a lot of credit to the Bear Lake defense. They were fantastic tonight. Rich with 27 turnovers, had 11 at the half, but a rough third quarter, 10 giveaways. Time for your here on the Saby Trucking postgame show. Time for the town of Laketown sports update in just a moment. But first, We've got the Rolling Kennedy Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet shot and play of the game. The shot of the game will go to Jordan Cook, who got the scoring started with a Pro Physical Therapy 3-pointer. The play of the game also brought to you by Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. I think we're going to go with let's see. Boy, Nick Jarman came in averaging 4 blocks, did not have a block, had 19 rebounds though. Aaron Smith, 3 3-pointers. I'm just struggling to find what was the play of the game. The Rebels had a nice play that Porter Weston got himself to the foul line, missed one of the free throws though, so that it makes it tough to call that a play of the game. Maybe Jordan Cook's hustle down here in the corner where he deflected an inbound pass and then saved it off of Trey Shaw's leg to keep Rebel hopes alive there late in the game. I think they will go with that for your Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet play of the game. Randolph Country Store adjustment of the game. Boy, I'm not sure. The Rebels had a solid offensive first quarter. Maybe the adjustment between the third and fourth quarter, they started moving the ball a little more quickly, also took care of it a little bit better, and it went from just 2 points in the third to 13 points in the fourth. And I think that's what we'll go with for the adjustment of the game, brought to you by the Randolph Country Store. We may be small, but we've got it all. Stay tuned. More of the postgame show coming up. Town of Lake Town Sports Update and the Lazy S Ranching look ahead when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
There's real power in enthusiasm. It spells the difference between mediocrity and having real, successful accomplishments. The mayor and town council from the town of Lake Town recognize the enthusiasm of the parents, teachers, fans, and students of Rich High School. Whether it's your education, athletics, academics, or even your daily chores, enthusiasm can make all the difference. Founded in 1997, the Mountain Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho serves Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming and is proud to sponsor the students and staff at Rich High School. The Mountain Valley Cattle Company is established on the foundation of hard work, commitment, and perseverance, knowing that every individual on the team must give their best for the team to succeed. The same principles that students and athletes at Rich High School are learning today that will help them lead tomorrow. The Mountain Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Back on the Rebel Sports Update, part of the Saby Trucking post-game show, brought to you by Scott and Diana Saby. Rebels lose at Bear Lake Thursday night, 39-30. Rich dips to 1-2 on the season with Valley and Paiute on the schedule. Valley Friday, Paiute Saturday. On the Rebel Sports Update, brought to you by the town of Lake Town. Good luck, Rebels, from Mayor Sim Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White.
Ryan Steineckert with Cody Lundgren, head coach of the Rich Rebel basketball team. Coach, a good week last week. What's your take, 1-1 against Bear Lake and Westside?
Yeah, it was a great week. The girls came out and played hard and played together as a team and, took care of the basketball. So, the 1-point loss to Bear Lake in overtime hurt, but, on the other hand of things, too, it was a good game for our program. It was a great game. So the girls played well.
I've heard from coaches a lot that you can learn more from a loss, and especially a close, tough loss like that. What kind of things do you take away from that loss against Bear Lake?
We gave them too many opportunities. Defensively, I thought we did really well in the game, but on that third offensive rebound they got, it was usually right around the glass for just a putback. So if we can do a better job rebounding and, we didn't shoot our free throws real well. We were 52% from the free throw line. So, yeah, there's some things we can get better on.
Is the free throws, it felt like you struggled from the free throw line at the preview against Wayne. Do you feel like that's an issue? That's just going to correct itself as you continue to work on them in practice?
A lot of these girls have been in volleyball all fall, so they haven't had a ton of practice and haven't had the ball in their hand all fall. They did a good job this summer and put in a lot of work, but there's been a little bit of lapse time there for them. And, every practice and every game we're getting better. At Westside, from the free throw line, we shot 62%, so that was a better night for us.
Is that about where you expect? What expectations, what goals do you have as a team for the free throws?
It'd be 62% is a good night. As a goal or an expectation, it'd be great to be around 70%, but a lot of times that's not going to happen. So in the 60s is a great night.
Coach, I think I found Emily Schwarting dislikes this microphone more than you do.
Yeah, a lot of our visiting coaches don't like it, but I think that's great.
Take them out of their comfort zone a little?
Yeah, you bet.
Tell me more about the win at Westside.
You know, Westside was a great win. It was fun coaching against Westside. Coach Brown's daughter's the head coach up there, so it was fun, you know, going up there and playing a game against her. She's doing a good job up there. She's got a pretty good little team, and they gave us a good push up there.
This week you're at Altamont and then at Bear Lake. You got a couple good opponents.
Yeah, so we're at Altamont on Friday, and then we're at Bear Lake on Saturday. So it's going to be a good week for our program. Hopefully we'll keep these girls getting pushed and keep getting better in this preseason. That's what it's for, you know. And wins are always better than losses, but as long as we get a great game out of it, that's what we're looking for.
Touched on free throws quite a bit. Anything else that you're really focusing on getting better right now?
Rebounding, you know. It's no secret that we're small, but we can do some things to hopefully keep our opponents away from the rebounds, let the ball fall to us instead of letting them get it. So we're going to, you know, focus on some of that stuff this week and just keep getting better at it.
Cody Lundgren of the Rich Rebels, thanks so much for your time. Good luck this week.
Hey, thank you.
Well, thanks so much, Coach. That's the Rebel Sports Update, brought to you by the town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from Mayor Sim Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White. Today's broadcast is also brought to you in part by Stotts Equipment in Preston, Idaho. Save 12% on all your filters during Stotts Equipment's filter sale coming up this February and March. Pre-order today from Stotts Equipment in Preston, Idaho. 208-852-3660. That's 208. Of course, that's the Idaho prefix. 208 is 852, or area code, prefix 852-3660, 852-3660. That's Stotts Equipment in Preston. Stay tuned on the Saby Trucking Post-Game Show. We'll have one more quick break, and we'll be back to take a Lazy S Ranching look ahead at Rich County sports and activities on Rebel Radio with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
When it comes to hard things in life, don't say, why me? Just say, try me. Remember, it's the tough things that make us the strongest. The cattle ranchers at Lazy S Ranching are proud supporters of the youth in our community. Sim, Joe Jean, Carol, and Millie Weston, along with Sim Jr. and Maggie, remind everyone to eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels. That's right. Eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Woodruff, Utah has a long pioneer history with a post office that has been in operation since 1872. Woodruff was named after Wilford Woodruff, the fourth president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and is home to the Woodruff Steakhouse, a former Latter-day Saint office building that is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Our rich pioneer heritage is reflected in all our students by their hard work and commitment to excellence in the classroom and in their sports.
Welcome back to the Saby Trucking Post-Game Show. Quick look ahead at Rich County sports and activities presented by Lazy S Ranching, encouraging you to eat more beef and cheer on the Rebels. The Rebel boys will get back at it tomorrow against Valley at the 1A, not the 1A preview anymore. The Central Utah Boys Basketball Preview is what they're calling it now. That's in Sevier Valley Center in Richfield, and Rich takes on Valley. Our pregame starts at 2 o'clock. Then Saturday, the Rebel boys take on Paiute, and our pregame starts at 2:30. Rebel girls are in action this weekend at Altamont. Freshmen at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. JV at 4, varsity at 5:30. And then Saturday, the girls are back right here in Bear Lake. Freshmen at 4, JV at 5:30, varsity at 7. We will not be able to bring those girls basketball games to you. We'll have the boys down in again against Valley tomorrow. Pregame at 2. Versus Paiute on Saturday with our pregame at 2:30. Also this weekend, the Rebel wrestling team, the boys, the Rebel wrestlers are at the Marsh Valley Tournament all day tomorrow, and I believe that continues Saturday. And then also this weekend, the Rebel drill team is at the Wasatch Invitational. That's at Wasatch High School in Heber City, and that goes all day tomorrow and Saturday. And finally, the Rich Middle School Royals girls basketball team is in action this weekend as well. They host Cokeville tomorrow, games beginning at 9 a.m. And then they'll be at Kemmer on Saturday morning with games beginning at 10 a.m. Now, one other item to cover on basketball this weekend in our coverage. We'll be covering the Rebel boys on Saturday. Now, the Wyoming Cowboys are in action, both the Cowboys and the Cowgirls on Saturday. The Cowboys play host to the Pacific Tigers in the AA, and the pregame starts at 3:30, tip-off at 4 o'clock. Now, we'll be in progress of the Rebel boys game, or we'll be during the broadcast of the Rebel boys basketball. Our pregame starts at 2 o'clock. The game should end about 3 o'clock, or about 4 o'clock rather, and then we'll join that Cowboys men's basketball team versus Pacific in progress right here on KADQ. And then also on Saturday night, the Cowgirls are in action, and we should be able to bring you all the coverage of the Cowgirls at the Idaho Vandals. Pregame at 6:30, tip at 7 o'clock at the Kibbe Dome in Moscow. Moscow, however you say that one, depending on where you're from. 39-30 the final score on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Rebels take the loss against the Bears. This look ahead at Rich County Sports and Activities was brought to you by Lazy S Ranching, encouraging you to eat more beef and cheer on the Rebels. That wraps up the Rebel postgame show presented by Saby Trucking. Scott and Diana Saby wishing the Rebels good luck. Once again, our final score on today's Stacey's Repair scoreboard, the Bears 39, the Rebels 30. Join us again tomorrow when the Rebels take the court against the Valley Buffaloes. It's a rematch of last year's semifinal game when Valley beat Rich in overtime. Rebels will look to get back at the Buffaloes. Pre-games at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. For tonight's videographer, Logan Johnson, my producer, Kate Bolander, back in the studio. Thanks for your work. I'm Ryan Steineckert. We'll talk with you again soon.
You've been tuned in to Rich High School basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with live video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses and individuals. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, by West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign of Evanston, the Wind River Hotel and Casino of Riverton, Wyoming, and by mylocalradio.com. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.
Our executive producer is Val Cook. We thank our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, and our sales manager, Julie Burley, along with KNYN Sports Director, Jay Kibber, and production assistants, Kate Bolander and A.J. Lamb. Big thanks to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and past interviews with Rebel players and coaches. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 and online at mylocalradio.com. Until the next time Rich High takes the court, go Rebels!